Help if I turn the mic on. Mic on, mic on. There I am. I see it. Okay. Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. Labor Day weekend is here. Woohoo! Have a good time. The weather is going to be great. I'm really a big fan of how this is working out. Labor Day weekends can be really hot and really humid and oppressive. I don't feel like we have that. Temperatures 80s to near 90, very typical for the last couple days of August. Nothing oppressive. Maybe not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but it's still going to be pretty nice. The water is glistening in Decatur on that beautiful live look right there. Came into work, temperatures were in the 50s for the majority of the area. Now we got some 60s to near 70. We'll probably go 80s to near 90. Would not be shocked if we have a 90-degree temperature today for a few locations, but it's not that heavy 90 like where the humidity is like really high. It's very doable, like dew points in the low to mid 60s. It's not that bad. And keep in mind, this is an early Labor Day. Like Labor Day, it's the earliest it could be, September 1st, the first Monday, first day of September, right? So which means the majority of the Labor Day weekend is in August, and that is early. So we could easily be talking 95, feel like 105 today, but we're not. It's not that bad. It's also the coolest Labor Day weekend that we've had in 3 years, because I know that this will be the lowest temperatures I have had for a Labor Day since I moved here. Some might think it's too hot. Some might think it's too cool. Some might think it's just warm. However you define it, temperatures will be near 90. Right now we're in the 60s to near 70. We woke up this morning around 60 and a lot of sunshine. No fog this morning. Dew point temperatures hover around 60 as well. Not bad. Looks pretty good. Humidity outlook, where's it going to go? Hover right around 60 for the next couple of days. So nothing really icky sticky, nothing really oppressive. Temperatures mainly 80s to near 90. This is a really straightforward forecast. Like, it's always nice when Labor Day weekend is like cut and dry, right? It's really great. Rainfall to the south. It is a soaker at the beaches in Alabama this morning. And even down into like Panama City, some heavy rain. Keeping an eye on that rainfall too. Alabama takes on Florida State in Tallahassee. And that rain could be in the vicinity of the stadium during kickoff. We'll keep an eye on that for you. I don't know how much of an impact it will have. It looks like the heaviest of rain may just stay south and off the coast. Auburn got their game in last night in Waco without rain, even though it was all around Waco and it stayed nice for the game. I'm trying to think who else plays today. A&M is on the road in Fayetteville, Arkansas today, and it should be beautiful. There's a few showers to the west, but it should hold off. And then UNA takes on Western Kentucky in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And the weather for that game will be really, really beautiful. So, yeah, overall, college football season kicking off. Weather looks pretty good for Labor Day. A lot of good things happening here. Our next highest chance of rain will likely come in on Monday. Besides a spot shower today or tomorrow, we should be fine. Monday afternoon and evening, not everybody will have a storm. And the timing on that rain Monday keeps going deeper and deeper into the day, which means that if it doesn't pop until 3 or 4 o'clock and you're not west of I-65, you probably will sneak out a pretty decent day Monday too, albeit a little bit more cloud cover, and that will hold the temperatures down a little bit. We'll be like around 83 instead of 90. So I think everybody is enjoying Labor Day weekend right now. Everyone's like, I'm out. There's not one person. There's people watching, but there's no comments. 10-day forecast. There's your higher chance of rain for Monday and then Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's part of a frontal boundary. And all that front's going to do is going to spark some much needed rainfall opportunities and then drop the rain chances down with the temperatures down for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's pretty special stuff right there. If that sticks, that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday forecast, I'll pull it up so you can see it better. That is really nice. Near 80 for the first week of September with overnight lows in the 50s. Yeah, sign me up. A lot of people asking me when they saw the 10-day this morning if that will be, are we done with 90-degree temperatures? Well, many of you won't hit 90 Saturday or Sunday, today or tomorrow. Many of you will stay in the 80s. So if that were to hold true, we don't have another 90-degree day, that means it all really started in the last full week of August, because we haven't hit 90, I don't think, in Huntsville this week. I think we did yesterday in Decatur, though. But nonetheless, probably not quite done with the heat yet, but it's a nice break. Live it up while you have it. It'll be all good. So, how Hi, Renata. Good to see you. I'm loving this weather, but I've had to run to the pool heater, which is crazy considering it's August. Yeah, I had to run the pool heater. We've had some chilly nights. That will cool that water off pretty quick. I said poolside forecast today. I think it's a good pool day, but you're right. I mean, when you have nights that are in the 50s and even some temperatures that were like 50 this week, that's going to cool that pool water down fast, right? And I understand you putting the heater on. Nothing wrong with that. You got to make sure the water is comfortable. You got to dip your toes and be good. But I said the days of pool times numbered, because we know that there won't be too much left of it if you're a big pool fan. Also, a couple things to remind you of. If you're driving in downtown Huntsville this morning, the VBC 5K music run is taking place as we speak. And therefore, there are numerous roads that are closed in Huntsville right now or blocked off temporarily this morning for the run. So if you are driving into downtown Huntsville this morning, please keep that in mind, that you will probably get frustrated when you have to be rerouted all around, because I think that some of the major roads that are shut down, I think parts of Clinton are shut down, so something to keep in mind. Trash Pandas in action tonight. They need to turn around a 3-game losing streak, so football's not your thing and baseball is. Trash Pandas in action, first pitch 6:35 p.m. Should be a glorious night at Toyota Field for baseball if you're going to be going there. Fireworks show after they notch a win and get the dub. Good morning, Vacation Valerie. Good to see you. And Dave Luddy's on. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. Good to see you on. Sorry to hear about what happened to the original account, my friend. I'm always so worried about that. Very much so. I log out everywhere I go. Vacation Valley says, I was looking at the Auburn feed, so I was late getting here. War Eagle. Yeah, Jackson Arnold played great last night. Didn't do that when he played for Oklahoma. No, he did. He ran the ball a lot in Oklahoma, too. He didn't throw for a lot last night, but Auburn looked good. Good win for them. I'm not an Auburn fan or Alabama. I'm an everybody fan. I love all the teams in this area. I love them all. I want them all to win, even when they play each other. I want them to tie. I never pick sides. I did that when I was in New England, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. Never doing it again. But anyway, Auburn looked really good last night. Had some big plays. Arnold made plays with his legs more than his arm. Kind of what he did in Oklahoma too. But hopefully he's got weapons on the outside. He probably get the receivers involved a bit more down the road. But nonetheless, excited to watch Bama play today. Sooners, and we'll be on in my house while we watch Oklahoma. I watched Monroe win last Thursday night. They beat St. Francis Red Flash 29-0. Everybody's like, St. Francis who? Yeah, they're a football team. Yep. We're not talking about how the pool temperatures really tanked because of the cool nights. And no matter what happens today, whether we hit 90 or not, whatever, 90, warm, hot, humid, define it what you want. The nights are still refreshing. It might bump 90 this afternoon, but once we get into the evening and the sun goes down, what a fantastic patio evening. If you're going to be out in the evening, enjoying a little time, you might even have to get the heater. I don't know. You do you. I get a little blanket out for the dogs, and they lay on the couch, and they're like, woohoo, and they love it. They wrap themselves up in the blanket, and they're good to go. If you are going to have maybe a little fire pit action, be careful, because it is dry lately. We're not in a drought, but it's something to keep in mind. That's a little extra dry for some of you. But controlled fire pit certainly would be all right, I would imagine. There's no burning restrictions last I checked. I hope not, because I just told everybody to have a fire pit. But yeah, it should be good to go. And the nights are going to still stay. Even when, I would say this, like when we get to the middle of the week there, maybe Tuesday night into Wednesday night, it might be a little bit more humid both those nights. But then it's quickly erased by Thursday. So there you go. There you go. Rachel Hall, hey, good to see you from Nashville now. Are you living in Nashville permanently? Are you there for good? I get to go to Nashville, I'm not kidding you, for the first time in my life. I have plans. October 19th, I'm going to see the Titans play. Taking on New England. I'm a big Mike Vrabel fan, but we have to beat him. But I love Nashville. I hope you're loving it up there. I'm sure the music career going well. Everything all right? Hope so. Vacation Valerie, the hostess with the mostest, talking with everybody. Hi, Alberta Gonzalez. Good to see you on. And thank you for joining Weather Extra on this Saturday morning. I know you're all busy for Labor Day weekend. You got things to do. I get it. Maybe you're playing a little pickleball, getting a round of 18 in today, or just having family time, a little picnic, all good. Weather cooperates, have fun. But I appreciate you coming in for Weather Extra for just a little bit of time. Nothing wrong with that. Good stuff. Renata says, it's been a lovely stretch of weather, but I was laughing that what I save on HVAC, not running as much I will spend on the pool heater. Yeah, HVAC off, pool heater on, and it all works out this way. Oh, by the way, I have a question for you all, and if you would like to let me know. Let me see here. Those of you who have Huntsville utilities, right? I did the whole sign up and everything. If you have not used the new app, it's really, really nice and awesome. But just to let you know, I usually get my bill gets updated like August 20th, right? I just looked now and it just finally updated today. Yeah, for the first time. So, yeah. So bills are coming in a little late, but they're now there and you can pay them. So, saying hi. Rachel Hall says yes. And it was great. It always goes. And I caught up the comments. Oh. In fact, I opened up my Huntsville utility bill. It's a little higher than usual. It might be because there's probably like an extra week of almost 2 weeks of charges on there. Because usually my bill shuts off on the 19th, I think. But there's extra dates on there, so that's probably why it's a little high. Anywho, all good. No reason to run that. You might want to run the AC today. No reason to run the AC next week. You might want to run the heat at night. Depends. I actually did break out the sweatshirt this week. I was out in the patio. I think it was Tuesday night. It cooled off pretty quick. I was out there pretty late, though. It was almost like 10, 11 o'clock. I stay out in the patio. I love to watch TV out there. I love it. It's like an extra extension of the house. And yeah, I was out there and it got cool enough I had to grab the sweatshirt. I did have shorts on, shorts and a sweatshirt, but it was comfortable. It felt good. It was all right. Rachel says, let me know when you get in town, Jeff. Would love to see you. Yes, I live here now. Music is going great. Good. That's awesome to hear. And I am going to be going up with a group of friends of mine from work here to see the Titans. I'll let you know we're going to be. I am going to just embrace every moment is the best way. I'm trying to think of the right word I want to say because I've waited all my life to go see a Tennessee Titans game. I've been a Titans fan my whole life, and I was an Oilers fan before they were the Titans. I remember them back in the 70s. Yes. And I've followed them all my life, so I can't wait to go. Barbara says, good morning. I'm leaving for my trip tomorrow. Remember, I'm going to Cozumel. I remember. I do. And your update is there's nothing going on. The tropics are as quiet. Here we are, and what is it, the 20th anniversary of Katrina? I mentioned this morning on air, 20th anniversary. I worked at ESPN briefly back in the day, and I worked at ESPN when Katrina made landfall, and that was the one time that the Total Sports Network went to weather. They became the Weather Channel, an extension of the Weather Channel that night because it was so bad. And it affected the New Orleans Superdome and everything else. But I talked about also on air this morning the 20-year anniversary of Katrina, and here we are. The tropics are very, very quiet right now. We have had A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 named systems, 1 hurricane this year, Aaron. No direct hits from the hurricane. The biggest impact tropically we've had is the remnants of Barry, which caused a horrendous flash flooding in Texas back on July 4th. And we had some damage from Tropical Storm Chantal in North Carolina with some flooding on the coast. And then obviously Hurricane Aaron indirectly causing some damage at the coast too with some dangerous rip currents and surf. And once again, you get those floating houses in North Carolina, the Outer Banks, which are essentially built on sand. And they float away when they get a high surge like that. But back to your question, Barbara, is the tropics are extremely quiet. There's a tropical wave off the coast of Africa. It has a 30% chance to be named in the next 7 days. So it's not getting to Cozumel anytime soon. Unless something homegrown pops in the Gulf of Mexico in the next couple of days, which does not look like that's going to happen, you should be good. Have fun. I was a bit short, slept for very short with a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee is always needed, Alberta, in the morning, right? By the way, Alberta, meet Vacation Valley. Vacation Valley is Valerie Kirby Carrying. She's the hostess with the mostest, and she literally could become friends with a tree. I mean, she's that nice, and she talks to everybody, and it's really great. And yeah, so enjoy conversations. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Vacation Valley says, yes, it was like 34 days instead of 28 to 30 days utility. Yeah, and it shows on my bill. It's a little bit higher than usual. I think I got it. I hope I can cover it. I think we're good. I don't want my stuff turned off. That would be terrible, right? Barbara says, thank you so much. I feel better now. Good. You should. Have fun. Don't stress. You're going on vacation. Have fun. Relax. Have a good time. You're going with girls, you said. Everybody, the ladies, all of you going out, right? Cozumel. Just don't get in trouble. Have fun, though. It's all good. I can show you all the good stuff on Lower Broadway. Tour guide at your service. I appreciate that. I have a feeling, though, that halfway through the game, I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll have to talk. I'll have my people call your people. We'll talk. I'll send you a message. But I can't wait to go up to Nashville. Barbara says, it's my first one, cruise. Yeah, I'm not a big cruise guy myself, but I love hearing everybody go on first-time cruises, first-time vacation, whatever y'all doing. Good for you. Have a blast. I mean, just have fun. Don't worry about the weather. Just worry about how much bronzer you got to put on or how much sunscreen you got to put on to keep yourself from burning. My sister lives in Houston. Harvey was ridiculous. Something like 55 inches of rain. She's happy the tropics are quiet. Yeah. Yeah, the tropics. And what's crazy is not even Harvey, but like Houston areas. So she's talking about her sister living in Houston and how Harvey dropped all that rainfall. And Hurricane Harvey certainly got all that attention with the heavy rainfall. But back in like 1991, like Tropical Storm Allison dropped that much rainfall too. And it wasn't a hurricane. And nobody really talked about it because it wasn't Hurricane Harvey, you know. But it's a great reminder too that the categories of hurricanes and how they get rated is based on winds only. It's a flawed system. It needs to be fixed. I don't know how they're going to fix it. But there are so many elements to a hurricane or a tropical system besides the wind. Rain is the number one thing, as we just talked about there. Storm surge, angle that it hits at. Is it coming in at high tide, coming in at low tide? Are you on the dirty side? Are you on the clean side? And what I mean by that is, you know, if you depends on which direction your winds are coming from. You know, there's sometimes when you have landfall, you can have friction at the coast, which spins up a few tornadoes as well. That happened in Florida a couple years ago. There are so many elements to a tropical system besides the wind, and that's the only thing it gets gauged on. I watched ESPN one night. They were covering, there was a storm hit in North Carolina, and the sports anchor, she's like, well, it's just a category 1. They should be able to play in that. I was like, oh, girl, no. It's one of the North Carolina teams playing in Raleigh or something. Like, it's just a category 1. That is exactly the problem with our categorization of hurricanes, is that tropical storms can be just as dangerous as a category 1. Category 1 can be just as dangerous as a category 3. Now, obviously, when you get up to a Cat 4 and Cat 5, that's a different playing field with the wind. But still, like, it's not just the wind that causes the damage. So it can be a big-time rainmaker. And if you don't have any systems brewing, you can't talk about anything in terms of tropical storm, tropical depression, or hurricane. That's a good thing, right? Peak season for the hurricane season is, I think, September 14th or 15th. I don't know. It changes every year. But somewhere in the middle of September. So we're not quite at peak season. But when you look at it, the big picture, we've only had 6 named systems, and one of them was a hurricane. That's all we've had so far. The tropics, though, never, ever put your guard down because they can ramp it up real fast out there. But right now, nothing really developing, and hopefully it stays quiet. Maybe we'll have a year when the forecast doesn't come to fruition and we stay below average with hurricane or named systems. That would be fantastic, right? Nothing wrong with that. Doris, good morning to you, Doris Stewart. Thank you for coming on for Weather Extra. Fist pump. Good to see you on. Vacation Valerie, and you all keep talking. Barbara says, take something to put on your cabin door to help you identify your cabin like a magnet or something. I missed the first comment. Look at Vacation Valerie giving like helpful hints on going cruising. Well, she is Vacation Valerie. If anybody knows what to do on a cruise, vacation, or what have you, Vacation Valerie's got your back. I mean, she is Vacation Valerie. We call her VV for short. So, all right, y'all. I'm got to go. What are y'all doing today? I'm going to go actually weed my garden. Yeah, that's fun. It needs some love. Again, I worked on half of it today. I'm going to work on the other half today, and I'm going to work on the backyard tomorrow and mow the backyard. This is my big weekend plans. I know, riveting. I get it, but something I need to get done. And once I get done, I'll feel so accomplished before I start watching football today. But everybody have a fantastic Saturday. Be safe. Have an awesome Labor Day weekend start. And who's coming? Jada will be here tonight. I am back tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 5 a.m. Jada will be on tomorrow night. And then I think it's Eric and Jada on Monday for Labor Day. So we got you covered. Fine-tune that forecast with the timing of the rainfall for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I really hope for some of you who want rainfall that you get something Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Because if you don't get anything and you miss out on the rain for those 3 days, they're going to be a while again until you can have rain in the forecast. You can see the back edge of that 10 days almost all dry. So this is the time of year you want to start hitting on some of the rain, even though it may put a little damper to the outdoor plans. Best case scenario is if we get a little rain on Tuesday and Wednesday and not as much on Monday, so you can still have a full Labor Day of dry weather, right? It would have been really nice if we could have been hit by that rain last Thursday that swung south and west of us, and that would have been nice too. We could have got a nice dose of rain right before Labor Day weekend, still had good weather, and everybody would have gotten some much needed rainfall, but it missed with Southwest. And the forecast models did a very good job of handling that, by the way, too. All right, I'm out. Everybody have a fantastic day, and see you back here tomorrow morning for Weather Extra 8:15.